Still gotta find my life away from home. My life away from home. My life away from home. My life. Still gotta find my life away from home. My life away from home. My life away from home. My life. I'm still trying to find my.
What up, world? It's the Laugh Away From Home podcast, advocating comedy for mental health. And we're going to be bringing you the gems through the process of the feeling, the healing, the planning, and the action. And it's your auntie's favorite host worldwide, Hugo. And I'm here with a special guest, actor, writer, stand-up comedian, and host for the Worldwide Chocolate Sundays. Come on now, Worldwide Chocolate Sundays. Yeah. Terrence DELANE. Give it up for my dog.
Hey, I want to appreciate that you said my name correctly. A lot of people messing up my last name. You said it. That's dope.
Come on, man. I went to school.
Cause you know that's Creole, DELANE. That's, you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You know how you can speak Creole?
Nah, hell no. I speak Spanish though.
It be all right. For sure. Nah. For sure. So like, where are you from originally in California?
I'm originally from a place called Richmond. It's in the Bay Area. You ever watch the movie Coach Carter?
Damn,
that's what my
Rich what?
Richmond.
That's crazy.
So my mom and dad went to Richmond High. That's where I'm from.
Like,
so, yeah,
that's crazy as fuck.
So but we moved to my mom and my stepfather moved to Phoenix. So yeah, I was raised in Phoenix the majority of mine.
So were you like what age? Like were you already in high school, or it was like right when you went from middle school? Y'all just
I went visited like in middle school, and then I ended up going out there like. Really settled out there, high school.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah. So, like, what was the dynamic like switching from being in the Bay Area to being in Phoenix?
It's real different. So, growing up in the Bay, I went to school with like some of my family members, and then like the Bay is just a culture.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, you could have white, black, Filipino. Like my friends was such a mixed group.
Yeah.
But we all just was like Bay culture. Then when you go to Phoenix, it's like it was the first time I ever seen like white, black, Mexican, everybody kind of segregated. And then when I moved out there like in 2000, it wasn't that many. Like my mom sent me to a school, wasn't that many black people at my school. So it was like it was the culture shock almost. You know what I mean?
So are you like black and Spanish, black and white?
Black and Mexican.
Black and Mexican.
My mom is Mexican.
Yeah.
My dad is black. But the thing about it too is like when I say that, like my mom is from the Bay, Mexican. So like my mom listened to hip hop. My mom was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you say y'all all in the culture together.
Yeah, so my mom listened to like hip hop music. It wasn't like a lot of things that traditional Mexican families did.
Yeah.
My mom was more, she was more hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying?
Soul food.
Yeah, like listen to Lauryn Hill and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stages other people's mom went through. Like my mom went through the like Lauryn Hill stage.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So she went through that. So it was dope. You know what I mean?
Were your parents married? I heard you say they moved.
My mom and my father, they separated before I was born.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
My mom, they just had a situation. So my dad was like a real street dude. My mom, I think she was she got a taste of it, but she was almost like, you know, them ladies like, I'm about to have a kid, I need to change my life a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, it was a situation that happened one time. I guess my grandmother, she turned the garage into a room for my dad. You know what I mean? And my dad was low key like trapping. I guess a lady came and she was pregnant, and my dad went and served her. And my mom was like, "How you gonna sell drugs to a pregnant lady? Like, I'm pregnant." He was like, "Yeah, I got a kid on the way. I need to make my money." And
he ain't looking at it like that.
Yeah, he looking at it like, and I. It's funny because I told that to a buddy of mine, but that was a situation that made him separate. Right. I told that to a buddy of mine. He was like, "Damn, you really are your mom and dad." You know what I'm saying? Like, because my mom is real. Like, I can't believe you did that. Like, and I be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a part of me is a lot like my dad. Like, I need the hustle is the hustle. You know
yeah, because I mean.
Yeah,
I ain't sell it to you.
Yeah. So I guess my father's response to it was, she gonna get it from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So they separated, man. My mom just was like,
cause she looking at it like a character thing.
Yeah, she just looking at it like my dad ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? And she knew where it was gonna go, and you know what I'm saying. So they separated. Then my mom got with my stepfather.
What was he like compared to your dad?
He was like he did his little street shit as far as like, you know what I'm saying, but he was more like, I got a job. He had like a normal square job too. He drove trucks. He worked at U-Haul.
I hear you talking about the dynamic of your dad like being street. So what was the dynamic like with your stepdad? Like what was he like as a person?
My stepdad was more like my stepdad was more the type of person like he'll hustle, do his little thing, sell a little weed, but yeah, he kept like a square job. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, that's the biggest difference. My pops was like full time, just hustle. You know what I'm saying? And then my stepfather was more like kind of kept a job. Fresh little dude though, like he was like a fresh, like he the one like took me to the barber shop, put a little gold, put the little, you know what I'm saying, like Issey Miyake on, you know what I'm saying, like back in the day. He was like a fresh dude,
right.
You know what I'm saying.
So it kind of almost the same type of dude though, like because I feel like a street dude is kind of flashy too, right?
Nah, like when I like,
or like clean flashy, like ladies man flashy.
Yeah, my stepfather was more like a ladies man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My father was more like
get this trap on.
Get this trap. So to him, when he got fresh, like, you know, he from the Bay, like he went back, like, you know, some of my stand up I started talking about a little bit, like he was a pimp. So getting fresh to him was like dress pants, a sweater, you know what I'm saying, ducktail, like it just was a different type of fresh. You know what I'm saying? It was just very different. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's the biggest difference between both of them.
Okay, for sure. So like how does that, do you feel like that like trickled over to the way you are with your wife, like, and like before I even get that far, like how is the dynamic with your stepdad and your mom now? Like, are they still together?
No, my stepdad and my mom separated. So we moved to Phoenix. They did the whole, like I said, he was a ladies man. He get caught up all the time, late night pages, you know what I'm saying? And when you working in truck driver, you stopping and seeing all type of ladies in the office. So we moved. They was going through it before we moved from the Bay. Right. And we moved to Phoenix. I think one of the things was like, okay, let's try a new environment. So we went out to Phoenix, and within like a year they were separated, bro. They like started living in different apartments.
What was the?
Just my mom was, you know, they had their personal stuff too. Like my mom is like, she mouthy, nigga. She gonna talk her shit.
My mom too.
Yeah, so she gonna let you know about herself.
Super strong with it.
And she just like, my mom is real big on like going to school, trying to better herself, and and then my stepdad was like, what you going to school for? You know what I'm saying? Like he was one of those, like he just. He'll find a job. He worked at the same company for like 30 years. And he come home every day, hop on a game, drink a 40. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, my mom said really the thing that was just like he be getting late night pages, and my mom was like, who do you know out here? You know what I'm saying? So just getting caught up, regular shit like niggas do. You know what I'm saying?
Being a ladies man.
Yeah, he 25, he young, so I don't really, you know what I'm saying? And even after that, like when they separated, he was cool for a while. He would come get me every other weekend and shit. So it was dope. You know what I'm saying? That was like my stepfather was like my first hero. You feel me? Like he you know, got my first K-Swiss, taught me how to get fresh. You know what I'm saying? Just he kind of put that fresh in me. You know what I'm saying? My dad was more like, he wasn't putting no outfits together. It was just more like,
nigga, be a man.
Be a man. Go outside, play, put some shoes on. Nigga, you got some shoes on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So like, okay, so with the separation and with, you know, you having the street dynamic of men in your life, the ladies man aspect of men in your life, how did that transition to the man that you wanted to be in your wife's life? Like how did like growing up like that kind of implement like a difference of what you want to put in your household?
See what Too Short say? He said, at 10 I knew what I wanted in life. I 5 or 6 hoes. I ain't want no wife. Like I never really thought about having a wife. That wasn't really my, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a sucker for love though, type nigga. Like I'll be honest with you. Like I'm one of those. Like I fall in love with like, nigga, how you love her? I'm like, nigga, cause she changing, nigga. Like I be trying to fight it, but I fall fatal to it sometimes. So like in my spirit, I didn't want a wife. I just wanted to be a player. But then like I really like want to be in love low key. But yeah, man, I've seen women like just, you know, women have taken out some of the greatest men. You know what I'm saying? So I seen him once they separated, he quickly had another kid. He got his girl pregnant and shit. And I didn't see that nigga for like 12 years. You know what I mean? So I knew in my mind, I was like, I don't want no girl to control me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest thing. But, you know, that's just like the world view on it. Once I realized what a relationship was and spiritually, and you start like doing biblically, like having a relationship biblically, it's a beautiful thing though. Like I love my wife, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's dope. It's nothing like I would have thought as a kid it would be. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I love that. And so how long you been married?
We technically nigga, like we not married on paper. We haven't had our wedding yet.
Oh, okay.
Just we got engaged during the pandemic, and then every time I get
what you waiting on?
Every time I get close to having a wedding, bro, I done saved 30,000. I done saved close to 25,000 3 times, and every time something happens, bro, the pandemic broke out, and I was like, damn, she can't go to work because they closed down barbershops and custom sites. So I needed the money to like take care of us. You know what I'm saying? Then I got a gig, saved it up again, and then I got an older son that's 22 now. When he was 17,
22?
Yeah, he's 22 now.
Is that why you moved in high school? Because you had a kid?
That's why what? That's why what?
Did you move in high school because you had a kid? You
Me?
said you moved in high school. You
No,
didn't have a kid in high school?
No, I had him my senior year, like right, just getting out of my senior year.
Okay.
So like it was a summer going. She got pregnant during my senior year.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't born until after the year was over.
Oh, okay. So
no, I didn't move till it was years. I didn't move for like another 4 years. I stayed after high school, like 4 or 5 years in Phoenix. Yeah. But it just. What was the original question? You said 22. What was the original question? How we get to that? Next one. Now you said something. You was saying I feel like we was going with a cool point.
No, I did. I asked you something.
He said, "Is that why you moved to high school?" I was like, "Nah,
because I had forgot you said you had a kid in high school. So, I mean, all right,
she got pregnant in high school.
She got pregnant in high school. So I didn't even. I was in a moment of thinking like, oh, is that why you left? Like,
no.
But we was talking about.
Should I try to make it work with her when we was? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tried to make it work. You know what I mean? I tried to. It just we come from so different. I met my son's mom in the summertime doing summer school. So how they would do is summer school. They send all the kids from the district to a school. So it'd be all type of kids from the district. So she comes from like a wealthy background. You know what I'm saying? So. That's cool in high school, bro. She coming to pick me up in the Q45, and it was dope. But then once we got out of school, it just like trying to live up to that. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't with no chase your dream shit. Nigga, like, go be a man. I'm not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I never really believed in. Like, I wasn't finna be. It was basically like, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna do my thing, but you need to work and provide for us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, now that I'm older, it's crazy because now that I'm older, that's low key, like I'm cool with that type of idea living now, but when somebody's trying to push that on you at 17 years old, it just wasn't what I was doing.
Yeah, you thinking like, what?
Yeah. So
we in this together.
Yeah,
like.
we in this together. It was crazy. Like she wanted me to get my own place, but wouldn't live at the place. She wanted to live at her parent. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It's just different, bro. It's just being a kid, bro. You know, being manipulated and shit. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think we got into that because I was asking you like, what was the dynamic of the type of like man you want to be in your wife's life, and you were talking about being married, and then I asked you why hadn't you done it yet, and you was explaining that you had the gigs, the 20.
Oh yeah. Every time I feel like I raise the money, I'd be something else. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten to the point now where I think like I want to have a wedding more than my wife does. She just like, bro, let's elope. Like, let's just have a, you know, which is cool now because now my son could be in my wedding and shit. So we still trying to figure out what we gonna do. You know what I mean? We just recently bought a house, so it's just shit like that. You know what I mean? But I want to. Yeah. And I'm still learning to be a husband, bro. Yeah. People don't tell you that like, people don't stress that part. You gotta learn to be a husband. Like being a boyfriend and shit is different from being a husband. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side, like being a wife is different from just a girl you knocking down. You know what I mean? So I think we're still learning to be.
What's being a husband for you?
Me, it's like just being able to provide for my family. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of what we learn is like, I gotta look out for me, and then you be like, no, I gotta look out for my kids. But being a husband is like, I gotta make sure everybody's cool. I gotta make sure, okay, I spent my time with my wife. I spent my time with my daughter. I spend my time with my son. Shit, even a dog need daddy time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a husband is. Like, at the end of the day, it's crazy because in the household, I know it's important for us to get out, and we got our mental health stuff, and we got to get it out. But like the dad, you taking on everybody's. You know what I'm saying? And I think until I find a way to work on that better, because sometimes I can handle the kids, I can handle the dog, I can handle my mom. You know what I'm saying? But like sometimes with my wife, like I can be a little like, what the fuck wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like culturally it be just different. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm just learning how
Is your wife black? White?
My wife is Cambodian. Yeah. So it's like learning to love her and meet her where she's at. Like I got into, they got this thing, the love languages, right? Uh-huh. And I used to think that shit was crazy, but I really believe in it.
Are you talking about like acts of service and
acts of service, words of affirmation, touch. Mm-hmm. So mine's is like mine is really what is it like if you compliment me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and so
it's words of affirmation.
Well, it's words of encouragement or something like that. Yeah. So like that's my thing. Like a girl will buy me gifts and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel like anybody could work on buying you something. But you know what I mean? So sometimes I feel like, the way we want to be loved is the way we try to love other people, and that ain't really, and that's not the way that my wife is to be loved. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I be wanting her to see the world I see it, and we just different. And I think that a lot of loving somebody is not loving them the way you want them to be, but accepting them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just learning to accept my wife with everything. You know what I mean? Like, my wife don't come from a background of hella chores every day. I was the only child in my mom's house. Right. So if it was some dishes in the sink and my mom got home from work, then school, and came home and I was asleep and the dish was there, nigga, I'd have got my ass beat. You know what I'm saying? My wife, it's 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? So, what was they going, Joe Jackson, and wake up everybody for ass whooping? Nah, they let them slide on it. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just learning to meet my wife where she's at. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean?
For sure. So do you believe it's happy wife, happy life, or happy spouse, happy house?
I think both, bro. I think, everybody with happy kids, happy, happy dog. Everybody got to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got that, really what you doing? You know what I mean?
I feel like in the culture of today, though, like, the way that they have been pushing the narrative for women to be, not saying they're not the prize, because women are the prize. They are the earth. They give life. And it's a beautiful, like, we all come from women. So I'm not even in a place of trying to compete for that, because they got their own essence. But it has been very backgrounded, the feeling of the man and how we are interpreting how we're being loved or how we're being appreciated. And then to voice it nowadays is sassy, or to voice it nowadays is weak. And not even just to the women, even to men. Like, it's not a lot of safe spaces where men can talk about the things they're trying to work on as a man. Like, for you saying that you working on your communication as a husband to be more in a place where you can, be a little bit more tolerant and meet people where they at, and understand that, like, this is a part of who you love, and learning to love them is learning to accept who they are. It's like, that is a very hard thing to grasp as a man, especially with we have such a non-cushion around shit like that. Like, if we feeling something, we're gonna feel it. It ain't too many people that's gonna come be like, hey, are you all right? And then it's more like, are you all right? But I just want to know. So I can know how to react to you, versus I want to help you go through it and heal it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people just want to know because they like, oh, well, you getting riled up. I'm gonna let you do your thing for a little bit. I'm gonna let you know. What I'm saying?
I think especially being in Hollywood too, like, this is the most. Unless you in here, you won't really know. Like, but I really feel like this is the belly of the beast. Like, there's been so many people that I've become vulnerable with, and I kind of share my situation, and then I feel like they use it to kind of spin me. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'll be over the problem, and they keep bringing the problem up. Like, oh, you get a kick out of seeing me kind of depressed. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, I think sometimes people, and another thing too, like, I think people have grown accustomed to, they don't know how to deal with somebody when they happy. They only know how to deal with you when you're going through it. You know what I'm saying?
Because they have kind of like a space of, not a one up, but it's like
they know
leverage.
Like, they know how to be like, oh, bro, what you should do is, but they don't know how to just be like, damn, man. Like, it's hard for people to truly and authentically be happy for people. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I feel that in our culture a lot, but I do think as men, I just got to that where I really voice my, like, certain things make me feel some type of way, and I had to, like, because I think as men, I used to lash out. I didn't know this, but, like, anger is a secondary. I mean, like, lashing out in anger is a secondary feeling. It's a secondary emotion. You usually get angry because somebody did something else. They either embarrassed you, or you felt disrespected, or something. You know what I'm saying? So you react in an angry way, or you yell, or I get the cussing, or bitch. You know what I'm saying? So what I learned is, like, before you get to that point, just be honest. Like, this is the way. This is why I feel this way, and then it can stop that whole other part. You know what I'm saying? So that took me some learning. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from, like,
0 to 100.
My mama cuss you out, my daddy cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen that. So I think that a lot of that, like, I was like that for a long time. You know what I mean? And, like, having kids has changed me. You know, that's another thing too. Like, I think God will work on you, and He'll send you the things that you need. And I realized, like, it's hard for me to be mad at my wife, because like my kids love their mama. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing that I think is so dope, bro. My wife would be coming through the door, and my son would be like, "Oh, mommy," I'm like, "Damn, I done bought you candy, toys, everything." Like he just love his mama. So it's hard to not love her. Like if you love your kids that much, how could you not love what they love? You know what I mean? So it's so I think that's helped me a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I love that. So you say y'all bought a house. Like how y'all been dealing with the whole wildfire shit and this 2025 shit and just were y'all affected or?
Well, I wasn't affected. Like my home wasn't affected. Okay. We live in Long Beach, so it's it's a little ways away from where we live at. But I do think, as a city of LA, we were all affected. Like I work in the Palisades. Yeah. So even tonight, I'm working in the Palisades. So what I've been having to do is now we got like loiters and people that have been trying to come in and act like they security or firemen, and they going through people's shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was affected because I work in it. You know what I mean? So I seen it up close and it's been crazy, but as far as like my home life, like we ain't really got affected by it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So do you feel like it was some type of like? Do you feel like it was some type of like inside job with the fires? Is it very ironic that that's kind of like the same area that they were zoning for the Olympics, or is it?
All I'm gonna tell you
is it in sequence with all this Donald Trump shit?
2 weeks prior to them having the fires, they had a evacuation. So in my mind, it's like, what were you? Did you had a practice evacuation, or like y'all was practicing this shit? You know what I mean?
So some people knew.
I was like, what are they doing? Like I had never seen an evacuation like that. Yeah. So I seen them close out the street. They wasn't letting people in.
Cause you work out there.
Yeah, so I work that like Monday nights. I work in the Palisades.
And what is it that you do?
So I work in security. So I work in so it's a lot of $1 million homes out there. Yeah. Over $1 million. This is a high, rich neighborhood. So my job is there's people that work with my company and will, like if they go on vacation, we'll do like vacation watches. Like they'll send us over to their house, make sure nothing's broken into, spend a couple minutes, 30 minutes in front of their home, make sure it's safe, make sure they don't have no mail, make sure no Amazon packages, just stuff
like that. If they got a dog, get a dog some.
Most rich people, they like if they take their dog with them. Yeah. So that's another thing too. Like I'm not going in the backyard with your dog, but yeah. I ain't finna get bit over the job, but that's a lot of what my job is to do. So I work in the Palisades, so it was crazy to see him firsthand. And I just, I don't know, man. There's so many things. Like we talking about the same government. I don't want to be one of the people, nigga. Don't label me as a what they call you, a terrorist or somebody that's against. I never lived nowhere else. I love where I live. I love living in America. I think we're a great country and this and all that. This is the same country that we had Watergate scandal. This is the same country that we know killed Martin Luther King. This is the same country we know set up Malcolm X. This is the same country that, you talk to friends. I got friends that was in Katrina and they was like, bro, I heard explosions before we seen the water. So you'll never know for another 10 years until they come out with something that's on, that's they have a movie about it. You're like, damn. And we didn't got to the point where they show you the shit or they give it to you. We give you a movie 3 months before. Bro, I watched that movie and I didn't really get it. The one where they was evacuating houses and they just showed up to a random house and they had to live with the black family. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're
and they was trying to get out and it was all them Teslas.
Oh, and that just came out on Netflix.
And it was a street and it was full of Teslas.
Yeah.
Bro, I got a picture right now on my phone to show you that same exact shot. On my phone, it was one side, nothing but Teslas and stuff on the left side, burnt up. And then another side, they all pushed out the way. You know what I'm saying? I seen that same thing, bro. And I'm just like, this is crazy. So you never know. I hear a lot of rumors too, man. It was, from they trying to do a smart city and this is all the places they trying to build smart cities. They had the same ones in Hawaii. They had them. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Hawaii shit was wicked too, and then they actually had like their government kind of fall a little bit. They had like for a little minute over there. They like especially because they are on watch for storms so much and still in the rebuilding and they got so much crime out there and it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but like they got so much shit going on in Hawaii, bro, and it's kind of sad because like a lot of the real estate out there. Like in certain parts isn't as expensive as you would think it would be. You know what I'm saying? It's just the insurance that is like
but crazy shit. The insurance has been cutting people off and it's a lot of different stuff, man.
To put all your money into insurance and then even without here, like with them cutting it off, it's like
it's crazy. But I mean, it's almost one of the things like, do you want to know the truth, or do you know what I'm
Hell
saying?
no.
Yeah, you really don't really want to
Rather
know.
be ignorant to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, it was the first time like working in this area. I've always been really optimistic in my life. Like, damn, you can have everything, and I still feel like that. But there be homes like sometimes I do walk arounds and I'm running around the home and I'm like, damn, bro, this is a different level of money. Like you had to come from some type of money to have this type of money. Like you
had to be sleazy.
Yeah, you had to do something. Like you
ain't just helping people.
Yeah, ain't no regular job just gonna get you this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
So I just seen the levels of wealth. You know what I'm saying?
If you had to give 2025 a slogan so far, what would it be?
2025 a slogan? Man, I don't even know what the slogan would be for 2025. I don't feel like 2025 has started yet, bro, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's the slogan.
Yeah, it ain't started yet. Yeah, it ain't started yet. That would be it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an extension of 2024.
No cap. It's like the wasteland of just, it's like the waste of all the shit we ate in 24. Like,
Well, I heard some too. Like my cousin is into the like Chinese calendar.
Oh, okay.
And he told me that the Chinese calendar technically it don't start until the end of this month. And I was like, damn, I kind of feel like that. Like we kind of in the limbo. Like
the solar New Year is like the 29th.
Yeah, I just feel like, man, my goodness, I apologize.
Oh, you good, brother?
Sorry. Okay.
Money calling?
Yeah, not definitely not no money. People call it trying to get advice and shit. I be just talking to my homie. But yeah, I just feel like it's just one of those years where I just feel like it just has it. I'm in a limbo right now. Usually the new year I can start new. Like okay, like I'm big on that. Like my brother is always like, bro, why you gotta wait for the New Year's? Why you? I just feel like that start just to start new. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, I go back to the base of the hustle, work my way back up, and just start everything new. This year I've been like I can't start new yet. Like I feel like, bro, even at my house everything's in boxes. You know what I'm saying? We waiting to move on Friday. It's like I'm ready. I feel like next month is gonna be the month where like I could just boom. Yeah. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming here while you doing all that moving and shit. Cause
No, that's all good. But I needed to get out of the house. Yeah.
Speaking of, so this is the Laugh Away from Home podcast. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about your process and how you were able to, trailblaze your career through the feeling, the healing, the planning, the action. And in the transition of going into the healing part of the show, what's your laugh away from home? And when I say laugh away from home, I'm saying like, what's your joy in the battlefield? What's the thing that is pushing you to be able to go out and still do what you have to do in the midst of not feeling like doing it? Like, what's your kryptonite as far as like for your denials and for your trials and for the bullshit? Like, what is the thing that is like when this going on, or when I do this, or when I'm feeling like this? Like, what is it? Like,
it's two things. Kryptonite is the thing that keeps you away from the thing.
No, I said, what's your kryptonite for your denials?
I was gonna say, okay, because I was like, my kryptonite is hoes. No. Like, so, what's the thing that?
What's the thing that stop those things?
Yeah, I would say my children, of course. Like my children are a big one. But even sometimes I feel like as men and fathers, you can get so caught up in the child, like your kids become such a you can OD on your kids too. I would say either the Lord, like church, I'm really spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So I really, I take in a lot of that. Like I take in, like when I'm at work, I'm listening to the word, or, prayer is a big one too.
I just added you to my little prayer text.
Yeah, I got it too. Colossians is what you sent me. Yeah. And combat sports, bro, has helped me a lot. It's just, I'm really big about letting the Lord speak to me, right?
Yeah.
And when I tell people that, they're like, oh, so you hear a voice? I'm like, not like that. But if you're open to the Spirit, it'll be things that you hear. And I don't think that you hear anything for like nothing. I feel like sometimes God will give you a nugget. It might not be for now, but it'll be a day like, damn, that's why that puzzle piece, that shit fits right here. So I feel like sometimes when I go do combat sports, it's not even about the physical, bro. Like sometimes I'll be in there
for therapy.
For therapy. And I'm hearing things that I need in life, and it really helps and stand up and stuff like that. So those are my things. Just my kids and my family, of course, and just combat sports helps me a lot. Yeah.
So like how does comedy and combat sports like go together to you?
I think it's just it's the only place where you got fight or flight. It's the only thing that puts you in fight or flight.
Being on stage, you got to be. It's like either you gonna live or you gonna die.
Yeah, and you can't really and as much as you practice, it's like there's uncontrollable circumstances.
Yeah,
You could be on stage and you could be having a
your opponent might get you.
Yeah, or you might like you got this set prepared and something happened and you can't do that. Or
Yeah, but the crowd as your opponent, like you could be on stage thinking the set gonna go a certain way.
Yeah, and then somebody yell out something. Now you got to address this, or you know, I feel.
I was just at a mic last night where a performance. My boy One Punch Jay, shout out to One Punch Jay. He in here. He just had one of his book shows. He had 15 people pull up and shit. You know
okay.
So like, especially for young comics, that's like a big thing when you can finally get your family to pull up. That was like his family first time seeing him like really do comedy. And like there was a heckler in there last night, not during his set, but during another dude's set that was hosting. And he was like, yeah, such and such. She started fucking with this dude. And he was like, what do you do? He was like, oh, I rob people that look like you. Loud as fuck in the front, and everybody in there kind of just was like, yeah. And the host was not in the energy of like you could tell the host wasn't realizing that the dude wasn't fucking with it until he said it like that, and it was just on his face. So it's like sometimes, man,
you don't know, you can't prepare.
And you feel me? You can joke it out, but it was a very petite room. It's not like a whole bunch of security going on. But
you know one thing about that though, it's just like the ring. It's like the only way you can learn to keep your hands up for that punch is getting punched. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it's like you ain't like my mom at this. You ain't gonna catch me with the same punch more than once. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I when I got into MMA and I started seeing niggas' feet flying, I was like, oh, nigga, I gotta stand back away from you. I didn't know that your feet. So it's the same thing with comedy. It's like you really don't let the things that you lost at, you're not gonna lose from them again. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Yeah.
So you say you were boxing at a young age? Like,
no, I tried. Like I always kind of had a mouth on me, and then like I said, my father went to the same school I went to. It, you know, I was getting into it, and so he took me down to a boxing gym, and I got punched in my nose, and I just was like, man, fuck this. Like I didn't want to do this shit. Like, and I was done. Like I was done with that shit. That just wasn't the shit for me. You know what I'm saying? And then as I got older, it just. Like just fighting was around. Like we was always part of the era too. Like put the gloves on, but I wasn't really trained in it. Then when I think I went to like a little bit of depression, and I was like, you know, because even being in Phoenix, I got like the homies with me. So you ain't just finna catch me by myself.
For sure.
When I moved here, it was like, nigga, you know, I'm by myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm living in South Central. I'm walking. I'm like, you know, at that time I didn't have a car. I'm on a scooter. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just wanted to be the most like equipped that I could be, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, you know, I don't really like embarrassment, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not the biggest dude, so
shout out to the short kings.
Yeah. I'm the presidente, you feel me? Yeah. So I just wanted to be somebody like I'm gonna be equipped for whatever situation, you know what I'm saying? For sure. So yeah.
All right, so like,
it's gonna be scary. We gotta breathe for this.
So all right, you talked about depression and anxieties. Like, can you recognize your own depression and anxieties before they come?
Now.
Like, because that's a real skill. Like, you start to feel the heaviness. You start to feel overwhelmed. You start to feel the agitation.
Yes.
And do you think that comes just from not giving yourself enough rest or exhaustion? Or
it's a multitude of things. It's like you know your drink.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I tell people the beauty of getting older is like I know my limit. Like I know how many drinks or what to drink or what not to mix. Like I know what, you know what I'm saying? Like you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know when to say no. And I'm starting to, like, I'm mature enough even in my emotions to know like, yo, if it's cold outside and it's rainy, I got seasonal depression, bro. I don't feel like working out. I low-key look outside, I be sad, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I gotta combat that. I gotta like get up early, get a workout in. Yeah. I gotta just stay busy and I gotta grind. I gotta look for a way that this shit can't take me down. You know what I'm saying? And it just comes from like I've let it take me over before, bro.
So that's like one of the signs, like when it's raining, and like what is like when you don't feel like working out is a sign. When you like, what's another sign of
like the first time I ever hit depression, I was in high school. It was like maybe my junior senior year. My grandmother passed away. She was still in the Bay. My parents had split up, and when my mom and stepdad split up, I went through a stage of like I didn't really know my identity. You know what I'm saying? I went to my stepfather for a lot. He was the man in the house, and once he bounced, it was like he got a new chick, and he was supposed to pick me up one day, and I'm calling like, hey, where my dad? I'm waiting with the Sega, you know what I'm saying, on the corner, and the girl is like, hey, he don't got time for other people's kids no more. So it like fucked me up low key. So
Yeah,
I was
you thought y'all had your own.
yeah, I was like, damn nigga,
relationship.
you let a bitch talk to you like, you know what I'm saying? And the cold part about it, like, I would always defend my stepfather to my father. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, that's my dad. Like, nigga, whatever. What you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you didn't defend me to a bitch you just met.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it fucked me up for like years. So I searched for like mentors and, you know, one thing that now that I'm older and I'm mature to understand, like, it's almost a blessing that my fathers weren't around.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you have a father, you trying to be so much like them or get the game from them. I didn't have nobody around, but I'm good at looking for people to get shit from.
Yeah.
So like my coach right now is like my pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot from him, and he's really big on having a wife, and him and his wife working, and he real big on that. So those are the things that like I learned in life. It's just, you know, just I'll go out and seek some knowledge from somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's what we got to do. We got to be like the eternal. We got to be the eternal seekers of knowledge. Like when it comes to how you move in life. Like a lot of us feel like we already know, and that's like a lot of our problem. Like I always tell people, you got to be childlike, not childish. Like being childlike is like having an eager spirit to learn, having an eager spirit to love, having an eager spirit to not be scared to try to do things. And you know, kids aren't easily embarrassed. You know, like being able to feel those voids of, you know, the opposite feeling of feeling those anxieties and those depressions, because we all have a light that we gotta kind of learn how to give it out, because our purpose is in everything that we feel. You know, so. Yeah.
But I'm really big about like my energy, my circle. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think like I'm an introvert or my asshole, and it's just like, bro, I gotta protect myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I done beat an attempted murder case. I done did time. So it's like I know what not to take me back. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the age now where if a motherfucker play me and I get into it, I can't even be mad at the person. I'm mad at myself for allowing it to get to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like
100%, because your body. Like, you almost be mad at yourself for allowing somebody to take you to a level that you haven't been at, and you're supposed to be working on you. Yeah. I have those moments all the time. Like, shit, you just seen me have a moment in here with the podcast where, like, I'll be in my head feeling a certain way, and I have to, like, take myself outside of that and, like, realize, like, no matter how I'm feeling, it's other dynamics of shit that's going on, and I have to calm myself down and like actually take a second to.
But at least you know to do that though.
Yeah, for sure.
And I applaud it. Like I respect that so much. Like somebody, hey bro, I'm just gonna walk away for a little bit. And I respect that so much, because there's not like, I remember my pops used to tell me like, hey, like if you can't control yourself, they got a place for niggas that can't control themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they will control you. You know what I mean?
They gonna control
you. They will find a way to control you. So I love my freedom too much. You know what I mean? And especially now in the era that we in. But I do see that in a lot of younger adults too. Like they don't really know how to take the game. And I don't really blame them all the way too. Like I think that it was a generation of a lot of bad, like big homies, like they sent
bad
niggas
big
on
homies, bad fathers, like
just
bro, like my dad got 33 kids.
Man, that's a blessing though. But I'm just saying though.
I mean, he wasn't in my life, and you know, I found out about all of the 30. I knew he had kids, but like my brother died when I was 25.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And yeah, it's cool. It was, and that was something that threw me off. Like that was like probably my most traumatic moment, like to have seen my brother like dead, and then like in the same sense meeting all my siblings at once. Like it was like, because he was the one that lived with my father, so like everybody knew him. Like we all were in separate groups and shit. Like, but he knew all the separate families. It's like 22 baby mamas.
Damn.
It's like a whole situation.
Where you from again?
I'm from North Carolina. My dad and all the kids, they all in St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. St. Louis wild.
Yeah, and they all like, all my siblings all tote guns, all do a whole. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like when I got out there, like I'm at the funeral, and like literally they like, will his brothers and sisters please stand, so that y'all can come view the body. And like we had to wake or whatever's before the funeral. And like it's like 30 of us that stand up, bro, like all through the church. And my brother was a huge blood too, so it's like a red ass funeral. You know what I'm saying? It's like a red ass funeral and shit. And it's like a whole bunch of hood shit going on outside, niggas on the bikes, and you feel me? So when you get in there, it's like packed, like, and like we all stand up like battleship. It's like 4 people here, 5 people here, 6 people over here, and it's like everybody like, and we all looking the same, tall as fuck, big as hell. All the girls look like the dudes. We all got the same ears, and my dad didn't even know all of us was in there. This nigga done passed out in the front. Like it was like some movie shit. So, like, being in that situation and like seeing my brother, and my brother looked just like me. He my younger brother, but like when I say like from the beard to the head shape to the size to, it was like seeing yourself in a casket. Like, oh shit.
Oh, y'all cool? Are you
like
cool?
I knew him. Yeah.
Are you cool with all your other siblings now too?
Am I cool with all of them? Like, yeah, we could talk.
Yeah.
But it's only a few that I check on for real.
Yeah.
Like having something like 33 siblings. Like when I first took it on, I was because I'm like the most established of my siblings when it comes down to living. Like I done had a mortgage 8 years back in North Carolina. I was established. Like I used to be street. I used to sell. You know what I'm saying? But like I did parties. I did community work. I did a bunch of shit. So it was like I was the established big brother or the brother sibling. Like I'm third oldest.
Okay.
And I tried. Like I ended up staying out there for like 3 weeks. I fucked my trap up at the time. I like was like trying to gather everybody and figure out information because I'm like, bro, I'm my mama only child, and I went through life feeling alone as fuck, not looking like my family, not being like my family. I'm like the black sheep. You feel me? I'm the only one that wanted to be an entertainer. I'm the only one singing and being happy and joyful. Like, not saying my family ain't happy, but they're like the blue collar, get a job, work, go to church, don't do nothing outside, don't be partying, don't drink, don't smoke. Like my granddaddy been a vegetarian 60 years.
Damn.
You feel me? He one of them.
I used to feel I'm like that too. I'm my mom's only child. My father has 3 other boys. Word. And I used to feel like that too. Like it's weird. Like I think in a way I kind of made myself the black sheep of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like now that I'm older,
it happens like that.
Yeah, and now that I like kind of got my shit together and I'm doing like the right thing, now I can appreciate my family for, you know what I'm saying? Like,
trying to hold you to a standard.
Yeah, like, hey, nigga, it's okay to not have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess we all go through it though. You gotta just make your mind up on your own. And I think it's a blessing too. That's one thing. Like I went through my hood shit in Arizona, right? So once I came to LA, I was kind of off that shit, which I think kind of saved me. Like,
for sure.
Because I think I would have came out here. And I mean, like, when we first moved out here, we lived on 111th in Vermont. Mm-hmm. So we got, like, Broadway, the Hoovers. We got everything that's just at this one little area. You know what I'm saying? But I was so, like, I was over that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, my best friends now is Crips. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I got, not like, I mean, just not like they crippin' right now, but just they got a background if that's what, you know what I mean? I live in Long Beach. Ain't no such thing as a Bloods in Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? It's all Crip City. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's beauty and growth. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then when I started doing the research too on the propaganda, like what it really is and how we the only culture that really have, you know, black and Mexicans be the really only ones that have, like, we got to worry about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I always tell the analogy, like, if a white dude's car breaks down and he see another white dude, he feels like, oh, shit, help is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if he sees somebody else, he feels like help is coming. Like, black folks, our car break down, and you see somebody, you be like, oh, shit, who is that? Trip. Oh, they finna be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to worry about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that made me, in a way too, like, damn, man, that shit ain't all the way cool like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I definitely think location has a lot to do with like what you're doing, because like even when I was street, like it was after I had been to college, it was after I had experienced living in Florida, seeing like a trap from a whole nother scale, like being around like Haitians, Zopound, and like seeing it from like a very extreme level where I'm not like in tune with it. The people I know don't know like my family orientation, and you know what I'm saying, like versus me trying to do it like when I'm younger and I'm like, people know where my grandma at, and like my grandma lived in the same spot since I've been born. My mama lived in the same spot since I've been 5 or 6. My uncle, you feel me? So it's like, and they all prominent people in the so you trying to be you don't realize how much what you're doing affects
every
people
other
around you. You know what I'm saying?
I always thought like that too. Like, people know where my mama live. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's the thing. Like, I always play by rules. Like, I came up in the era with like real gangsters, so we play by rules, bro. No women, no children. You know, if you out of church and you with your mom, I'm gonna let you slide. You at a funeral, you sliding, or like shit, you out with your mom at the grocery store.
I don't care about that shit now.
Yeah, but some people don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so
especially the young niggas.
They don't at all, bro. Like I be seeing stuff on Instagram, like if you did something in front of my mama, bro, it'd just be it'd have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I play by rules, and once I realized that the new game wasn't playing like with I grew up. The worst thing you could be is a snitch, nigga. The generation now is like, bro, you telling before you even get to jail, you got a whole paper full of shit that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even, back in the day it was strength in numbers. Now the new mindset is like, I'd rather do some shit by myself than to be, I'm leaving more people to have to tell on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just learned that just being older. You know what I mean? Like it's just the change in the game. It ain't the same. You know what I mean?
For sure. So what's the story of like Crack 'em Up and Chocolate Sundays, all of these dope platforms that you've hosted for and are hosting for? Like, okay, we can start with Crack 'em Up. Like, what's the history of that? Like, how did you start hosting, and like when did you stop hosting?
Well, I've been Crack 'em Up when I first. I mean, when you live in LA long enough, there's always, the game has changed a lot. When I first came to Hollywood, every day was something. You know what I'm saying? Like you had just Sundays, Chocolate Sunday. You had your Mondays was D-Ray. D-Ray still, you know what I'm saying, at that time. Tuesdays was at the Comedy Store. Red Grant had a show. Wednesday was All Deaf. You know what I'm saying? It was Tony Rock hosted. Thursdays was Crack 'em Up. You know what I'm saying? Fridays, most of the big people went on the road. So you do your regular clubs, and now it was just the height of comedy. It was just that. It was
like when the real people were tapping in.
It was just when you think of Hollywood comedy was just that. So at that time, I was just a kid in the back of Crack 'em Up sitting on the steps, bro. I just watch and just be helpful Harry, or you know what I'm saying. That's one thing that I think a lot of the generation now, like they don't. I worked at comedy clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the light man. I was the go get that cord. I was go get that person and let him in, or call Lil Rel and let him know like how far is he? You know what I'm saying? Like I worked my way through it. So eventually I think if you around as much, they got the saying like if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you bound to get a haircut. It's the same thing. So I just felt it was just my time to start doing. Nichelle had me doing the opening show, or every now and then I'd host the main show when the CP's not there. Or, it's just I would get every now and then it just got a little bit more consistent, maybe like 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And then just recently, like I said, maybe at the end of summertime, it just was a time where I was like, I was going through a transitional time. Like something has to change. Like I need to do something. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had his dad. You know what I'm saying? Kind of same thing. Like I'm living with my girl and. But we ain't really married. We got a baby on the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like something has to change. You know what I'm saying? Like so I stepped away from Crack 'em Up. You know what I mean? Because I started working like a job.
Yeah.
And the schedule that.
And that's okay. Like people.
Yeah.
You got as a comic and you having a dream, you have to literally be comfortable sleeping. To dream, you have to be comfortable sleeping literally in your home, or wherever you gonna sleep. So I feel like personally, as a man, specifically a man. You need to get your life in order before you just out here lollygagging the dream thing. Because, it's something about what, you get an inheritance from God by being faithful and having work. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, there's not just a belief factor where you can just go out here for 2 years and just be sleeping on a nigga couch for 2 years. Like, granted, you have transitions of building your money up and doing shit, but you really gotta, say, hey, is what I'm doing not working well enough where I might need to go get something so that I can do what I need to do for myself, like where I'm not asking for help.
And I always been somebody like this, like, bro, you really not like I don't get this mindset of just waiting on it to come around. Like I feel personally like you gotta invest in your dream, and I feel like the world sometimes are like gotta be like, well, let me see how bad you really want. You know what I'm saying? Like you shooting your own podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like you know what I'm saying? That's your bread.
Say that again.
So if you working a job, like I've always been that type of person. Like I'll work a job or do whatever I gotta do and invest the money back in my own career. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I need to hire a cameraman, and I start hiring somebody, or I've always been real big on that. You know what I'm saying? So when I was like, I had things that were going on in my life that I knew they're either gonna be things that I run from forever, or let me just take the next 6 months to a year to get them done, then I can fully focus on what I gotta do. And it worked. God, unless something in with the next couple of days changes, which I've seen things happen. So, but God is, I was faithful. I worked my ass off. I'm doing 12-hour days, sleeping for 3, and still being home with my kids in the daytime. And shit, we was able to buy a house. And now in the back of the house, we building a comedy. You know what I'm saying? We building a comedy club in the back, like a comedy spot. How you open mics twice a week.
Yeah.
We throw a show on the weekend. We got a podcast room and a full, you know what I'm saying, at the house. So it's like I had to take a step back to work to put the money to do something that I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that you need that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seen a podcast recently and somebody was like, man, I feel like you kind of give up on a dream because you'll always go back to that thing when you have a job. And I think that that's the worst thing you could tell comedians. Like, you know what I mean? Like you need, I feel like go hard. Even that, like, bro, I think you don't really appreciate the game until you had a job. Like, you won't never appreciate the girl of your dreams until you had the girl you was like, she trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need the trash girl to make you appreciate the woman that does something. You know what I'm saying?
And some people don't do well without structure.
Yeah.
Bro, if you in the last 6 months to a year ain't made no money or no headway towards nothing with the ideas you coming up with, then that means that you need to go use somebody else's idea, allow them to give you a paycheck, and then use that to fund whatever you're trying to do. Because, like, at the end of the day, bro, your hair gonna grow, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're gonna either get skinny, fat, or maintain. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to eat every day. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to sleep. So knowing all of these things, everything's ever changing. If you're not changing, if your situation is not changing, if you still feeling the same exact ways, something gotta give.
Yeah, you gotta evolve.
For real. Like, bro, that's part of the reason why I moved to LA. Like, bro, I was living in Atlanta. I had my house in North Carolina. I'm still dealing with the baby mama shit, going back and forth trying to baby mama please. And it's like, the amount of effort I'm spending being around shit that I don't even care about, I could literally spend a little bit more money, take a little bit more time, and force myself to be away from everything I'm connected to, drugs, women, a whole bunch of shit, and really come out here and be in the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
I say I'm big. I say I say I can do it. Come out here, make a name for yourself, make that shit make sense, and like make this your home base. Like, I'm already traveling the world, but I had to literally come out here to turn myself up because I was like, if I stay in North Carolina, I'm gonna be too comfortable. I'm already living in a nice house. I already got a fucking studio in my crib. I'm already connected to all of the nightlife shit I could ever want to be connected to. I was hosting in strip clubs. I'm around pussy. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, out here though, it's different. It's a different beast. You around money. You around people that got accolades. You doing this. You doing that. So it's like, how can I be a boss around bosses? How can I be in a battlefield full of warriors who don't lose and not lose? Yeah. And that's kind of what I did for myself. Like, you literally have to, like, I literally would be comfortable as fuck just living in Atlanta and North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, my spot in Atlanta was cool. My money out there was cool because I threw shows. Like, I'm talking about packing out shows at Uptown Comedy Corner, packing out shows at Atlanta Norcross, I'm talking about real home clubs where I'm leaving after paying comics. Nigga, I'm leaving $2,400. Like,
so you living good out there?
Yeah.
Off of comedy,
where I'm like throwing my own shit. I'm getting booked for shit. I got merch, but I'm hitting 2-3 shows a day. Like, I'm pulling out this when I was traveling with a sign. I literally used to travel with a media sign. I pull it up on stage, and no matter where I'm at, I got merch with me too. You gonna see my whole body and my QRC code where you can follow all my shit.
Oh, that's dope.
And even when I was traveling with B Simone on tour, I had it like that. So it was like, nigga, I'm making 200 from three mics a night because I'm in front of like 40 to 80 people at 3 different mics, and 3 people might want 3 shirts, and these people might just have shot me a cash app, but I'm working it like that. And it's like, you start doing that 10 days in a row, you done made 2 bands. Then I make flyers, I do edits, I do a bunch of shit. So for a while, I was like in a comfortable space. I could travel where I want. I could be everywhere. That's how I got on so many tours, nigga. I wasn't getting paid, nigga. I'm spending the money to do that before I even had the flight benefits. Like, I lost the flight benefits, but nigga, when I was on the B Simone tour, man, I was on maybe 40 dates with her in different places, bro, and I was paid for 2 of them. Damn. You get what I'm saying? And that and when you getting paid, like, bro, I was just in Atlanta hosting for Takara. I took the booking. I got paid $450 for the weekend. Yeah. nigga, the flight was $475, and I still gotta stay out there.
Yeah.
So it's not about the money, but some of them opportunities are, like Takara don't have people host for her. She do a 2-man show wherever she go. So the fact that I'm even in question, the fact that I'm even throwing the ball, you gotta go do that.
And I'm gonna be honest, and even just because Takara's dope about that too. Like I was, she just so happened to be in Phoenix the weekend my grandfather died. We was out there for the funeral, and I just was like, I had to stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got to get your mind up.
Yeah, I was like, I just got to stay working. If I get off the horse, I'm gonna stay off the horse.
Right.
And I was like, hey, you out there kind of just, you know what I'm saying, come through and chill. And at the end of the weekend, like she was like, hey, am I calling the wrong number? Do you have? And I was like, no, that's my number. What you mean? And I look at my phone and she done sent me a Zelle. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, thank you. You know what I mean? And it was, my grandfather died unexpectedly. So the money I ended up spending on my flight, like she ended up giving it back to me. It was kind of crazy the way it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Because it was around the holiday time. I low key needed the bread, but it just worked out beautifully. So you know what I mean? It is. I know comedy is a grind though. Like we gonna spend a lot of money
You gotta get people to see you, bro.
Yeah. One thing I too talk to a lot of comedians about too is it's like, that's dope that you were able to do that. I did the same thing. Like I moved, you know what I'm saying, out of my comfort zone because I felt like I was tired of being a local dude, bro. I was tired of just being, I'm throwing stuff in the club and I'm doing this, but I needed to get up out of there. Like I wanted to go.
You got a face that should be around the faces.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some people. Like one thing I've been on lately when I talk to people too is just like, I don't get the same advice. You wouldn't get the same advice to somebody in Antarctica as you would in Phoenix. Like you know what I'm saying. You would tell them to buy a goose down. You wouldn't tell somebody in Phoenix to buy that. You tell them to buy some swim trunks. You know what I'm saying? So, I watched the interview recently with Simba, and Simba was talking about he went over to La Russell's, and he seen how La Russell was doing everything from his house. And he was like, bro, that's dope that he has those resources. But he was like, everybody's situation be different. So you just got to look at your situation. Country Wayne never left his comfort zone. He stayed home, and it worked for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I am an advocate for people to like just make your situation be the best for you. I do feel like if you're doing comedy, I think you should come visit LA as much as you can, even if just to see the way the game is ran. Because I was a big advocate. Like, bro, I came out here and I seen that they was throwing a show on Wednesday, and I seen the way they threw it. And when I went back, I was doing some work in Phoenix, and I was like, bro, we could throw in my contract. I was like, let's do it like a Wednesday show. There ain't nobody gonna come on a Wednesday night. I'm like, bro, I've seen it done. Like, let me take the formula from here and work here, and it's gonna work. And it worked. You know what I mean? So I mean, to each his own. Now, there are those people that you give up your comfort. I think like God will reward you with that. Yeah. But I know there are people like in different states. One of my close friends that does comedy, he do comedy in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? And he do all this shit in Omaha, and I think it's dope for what he doing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it depends on what you call
what
to
your
do,
system
though.
is.
You know
Whatever you call to do. And I think that's big too, just being aware of your calling. Because I've seen a lot of people come out here and they just not built.
Get ate up.
You get ate up. You know what I'm saying? And it almost knock your confidence.
Because you gotta have to move out here. You gotta have been around some shit before.
Yeah, you do.
Like you gotta have experienced money. You gotta experience the glamour. You have to have already experienced the hood shit. You gotta experience the denial, because it's consistent denial. You feel me, bro? I'm 4 months in. Yeah, bro. I done did 68 auditions.
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah,
and it's cool. You feel me? But I'm not even an actor. I am. We'll manifest that. But it's like I just jumped into it because when I got out here, I had snagged the agency.
I seen you post that.
Yeah.
That was dope. I was hyped.
My agent's super dope. You feel me?
That was
good. Shout out to me already having all my comedy shit together, because I got my comedy shit together. He really doesn't even touch none of the comedy shit. He really wants me to just kind of mesh, and he's been a liaison for other companies. Like I just got a commercial deal for like 30 commercials with I ain't even gonna speak too much about it, but hopefully it goes through how it's supposed to. It will. But yeah, just putting shit together, bro. And I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes down to you and what you want to do, being comfortable in discomfort and allowing the discomfort be what makes you ignorant to the situation, allowing you not to be scared, allowing you wanting to learn, allowing you, whatever makes you ignorant to wanting to go get that shit, do it. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people just being prayer though, and being, praying and then like listening and waiting for God to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't, you can't, your whole career ain't about hunting and trying to get everything. You need some time where you just your piece and your writing, and that part is important. But I mean, you know, like just knowing the seasons, you know what I'm saying? Like knowing when to go out and grind and get it, knowing when to kind of chill, you know, knowing that you can't go to every party, but then knowing that it's important for you to go to some parties sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like being aware of the season that you in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did you start hosting for Chocolate Sundays? What was the whole, like, okay, so Chocolate Sundays is world famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you transition from being like a person who was just doing the spots to being a person that they trusted to host? 'Cause I'm sure like that's different, like having that type of platform where like the world's looking at you, and I don't even know if that's like the first platform where it was kind of like that for you, but like how is that like being, you know, with the Chocolate Sundays family, and just how has that experience been as a comic, and what has that, you know, how has that benefited you? Or
it's benefited me a lot. Like I've been able to get a lot of work off of it, and you know, sometimes I think because we are in LA, we overlook certain things. Like we just think like, hey, you could go down there, it's just a regular show. Yeah. But then you talk to other comedians sometimes, like I didn't really appreciate as much until I was talking to other comedians, and they be like, damn, like, bro,
where I'm from? Yeah. We look at that shit like
it's the
end all be
all.
It's
the you doing a Def Jam, a Def, you know
what I'm saying?
God, yeah, that's how they look at it. So I had to like readjust the way I was looking at it. But even just hosting for it, I don't even know. It's something that I kind of manifested a long time ago. Like I had prepared for it. Like even other clubs, I've always kind of just I know the formula. I get in there, I work. Like it be days where if it's my home club, bro, I might not be performing. I might just be hanging out, or you know, a drink spilled and I wipe it up. Like I do a lot of shit. Like my servant. You know, they say in the Bible the greatest gift was to be a servant to God. You know what I'm saying? And I think we get away from that. Like a lot of times, just you know, they gonna want somebody that you gonna come and help. And I think just showing up, and I wasn't always just, hey, can I get on stage? Can I get on stage? Can I get on? It took me maybe 10 years to finally hit it. And when I hit it and I did good, I continued. It was up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I hear a lot of comedians like, man, I want to do this. It's like, bro, just again, knowing the right time when to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather do it. Do you want to do it one time, or do you want to do it and be blessed to keep doing it? You know what I'm saying? So that's really how I don't even know how the opportunity came, man. She just asked me, and then it just turned to you know, it really came, my blessing, one thing that I prayed for too, and this is one thing even my buddies will tell you, like, whatever I pray for, my manifestation is real strong. So one thing I got into was like, God, you've done so much for me that I'm not even going to pray for myself anymore.
Praying for other people. We just had that happen at church. The pastor, literally, City of Refuge this week, he was like, today I want y'all to look across the room and pick somebody to pray for instead of praying for yourself. Just try to guess what they're going through, and literally just put a prayer out for that person specifically that you're looking at. And it was like, it was different to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I started praying that for I added that to my prayer. I was like, God, just allow everybody around me cup be overfloweth. Because I know that you've put so many good people in my life that I know that I will be able to do so much with their overflow. So the only reason I got it, bro, Keon started touring. Keon was booked every weekend. So they needed somebody, you know what I'm saying? So as much as people be online and you be hating it, man, when somebody gets something, thank God that shit done opened up for me. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So it's like, bro, I won't
Ron G just goddamn started going crazy.
Did he? So. Did he start going on the road?
Yeah, he just recently was in Vegas. He just was in Austin, I think.
That's dope. That's dope. So that means that's gonna open up an opportunity for somebody else. And you know that's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So all right. So as a younger comic, and two younger comics, like what would you? Well, you kind of already gave them the advice. The advice is get in, find the formula, and work. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't expect it to come. Do the shit that is. Do the dirty work of, like, you know, be the utility player, be the Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be Curry to end up taking a Curry shot. Yeah, for sure. What's something that you haven't overcome all the way yet that you're still trying to work through?
Me? I think trusting people. You know what I'm saying? Trusting people, like, in my work and even in my personal relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I trust people enough because I feel like, you know, one of my buddies told me, like, people will do what they know that you're going to check that they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just trust, bro. Like I just, I gotta always go back and make sure you cross your T's and dotted your I's. Just I want to get to a point where like I trust people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially being in this industry and being where we live now, it's just, people will give you you know what I mean?
What's your top 3 people you trust?
Me, God.
He said God twice.
Man, it's scary out here, bro.
So God, and
No, I would say
I'm like, you gonna put God twice?
Probably my coach, Antonio McKee.
Yeah.
He just, that nigga ain't got no reason to lie to me. He's so just like.
So that's 2 God, your coach.
That's it, bro.
All right, there it is.
I love you, mama, but now sometimes if you mad at me, that shit might go left. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
who's your favorite? Who was your favorite person you ever worked with, comic or even on like gigs or anything? Like who's your favorite person that you worked with in the industry? And then also, second question to that: who is a person that you want to work with in the industry?
Candace Grace. She changed her name. It was something else. She was one of the biggest promoters in LA.
Okay, bet.
But she's worked on everything.
Candace Grace. Hopefully we can get an interview.
Yeah. She used to go by Miss Diddy, but she changed it with all of this. But so y'all probably heard her as that name.
I've heard that before. Actually,
yeah, but and the person I would love to work with again is Candace Grace.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, she just man, she has a way of putting people around greatness.
Yeah.
Like she did for All-Star Weekend, she did Kevin Hart Has His Brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you were a writer for Heart on the City?
No, I was actually on Heart of the City.
Oh, okay.
I was I was on Heart of the City. I did Heart of the City Phoenix, but so she threw his brunch, and I just just to see, people don't understand how much it takes to run a team and run something. So and just create the ambiance of an event. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to see her do that, and then she did Nipsey Hussle's album release upstairs after, and I seen an interview her talk about the importance of aligning Nipsey with the greatness of who Kevin Hart was at that time. You know what I'm saying? Or who he still is, but
just putting people who moving like that.
Yeah, but just putting people together to align greatness, and I just the way her mind works and stuff like that. So I would love to work. I would love to work with her. But I mean, and another thing, Candace Grace.
What's her Instagram?
It's Candace Grace. It's Candace Grace,
on Instagram.
And she's doing a lot of stuff for mental health too. But I feel like out of everybody that I work with, and I don't know if it's because she's a female, but she's the only person I've ever worked with that truly gives you the raw real. It ain't never been no I feel like it's an ulterior motive or she really don't want to see me win. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of comedians that I work with, but I feel like comedy is a weird sport. It be always an ulterior motive.
Hell yeah, because some people just want to see how good you are sparring.
Yeah.
They want you to win, but they kind of want to win with you a little bit. You know
or they cool with seeing you win, but they don't want to see you beat them in a race.
Yeah, they don't want you to have. Yeah. They don't want their night to have been a casualty because you went crazy.
Yeah, I've never when it comes to just respectfully, I've never worked with comedians that I just felt like if I wasn't a comedian, I wouldn't fuck with comedians.
Yeah,
I've never worked with a comedian that just not a lot of them play by the same rules I come from playing with. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And a lot of rules they play where I come from to get you killed. So
yeah, and it should be catty as fuck.
Yeah, super catty. So I just feel like that. So I mean, she probably be the biggest one in entertainment. Now, if I could work with somebody, probably her. Because anybody else that I would want to work with, she'll probably set it up. You know what I'm saying? Even a great information. She did an event one time, and she's real close with Eric Bellinger, and it was I think the fans is going, all type of stuff was going on, and I seen Eric Bellinger, and Eric Bellinger just kept it so professional, and he just smiling through the whole thing. I was like, damn, even when it's going rocky, the way he kept rocking was dope. And we got a joke every time I see him. He like, bro, the key to the game is just even when it's going bad, just keep smiling. Yeah. So every time I see him, even where I do security at now, I see him every other day, and we just always be keep smiling. He be laughing, keep smiling. So so it's always been all my blessings and things that really impacted my life in entertainment have always come from Candace Grace.
Oh, all right.
Directly.
Well, shout out to Candace Grace. I'm gonna try to meet you very soon.
You need
and
to.
We're gonna make sure we tap in, and I'll do what I got to do to get you to give me an interview too. So we in the action portion of the podcast where I start wrapping up, and I ask each one of my guests to give me a cry or a shit talk. So you got to pick one.
A what?
A cry or a shit talk. Pick one.
A cry or a shit talk?
Pick one, then I'll tell you.
Let's do a cry, man.
All right, bet. So on camera, I need you to apologize to somebody publicly that you've never apologized to, and you need to almost like I'm not here.
Apologize to?
Yeah, like this can be like to your third grade teacher. This can be to your wife for a specific situation that y'all haven't talked about. This can be to your sister you don't talk to. This can be to your, it literally like get it out.
You know what's so crazy?
You don't gotta apologize for shit.
I just feel like I'm so apologetic that like I'm so like the place that I'm at. Like I want to say my older son, but like we went through that. Like I live in a place right now where really I haven't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? To like want to apologize to.
So apologize to yourself for something, and
apologize.
I want you to reference this video.
Apologize to myself for something. I apologize to myself for not trusting in myself a lot more at an earlier age, and I guess allowing God to work through me. Like everything that you wanted, it worked out, and it's still working out. And I apologize for not allowing you to dream bigger. I apologize to you for lowering your expectations sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like you are the greatest. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I believe in you. And you great. So yeah.
Yeah, I got emotional for a second. That was crazy. I feel like that might be where I need to stop it at right there. I ain't gonna lie. This was the Laugh Away from Home podcast.
Such
I'm
a
about
blessing.
Terrence about to make me cry.
Playing with you. He playing with you. He ain't even no. I appreciate it though,
but
man.
for real though, that's real, bro.
Yeah.
Like you'll be surprised, like, cause apologizing to yourself is a way to be vulnerable, but it's also a way to motivate because like you really telling yourself you're not gonna do that no more.
Yeah.
And you have to believe that. So I'm a firm believer in giving out loud affirmations to yourself too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just appreciate you being here. This is the Laugh Away from Home I appreciate you being here. This is the Laugh Away from Home podcast, advocating comedy for mental health. Yes. We got my dog Terrence DELANE in here, man.
Thank you.
And y'all gonna keep seeing more from him.
Yes.
And we're gonna get him linked up with Candace Grace. Every time that I bring anybody on my podcast, they get a worldwide shirt.
Yeah.
This not his shirt because it's a 2X, but I got him for him.
I'm gonna look like All-Star Weekend when they leave in the room. He gave me one of them.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give him a headband. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be stepping on that shirt if he put it on. But it's cool. We locked in, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. I hope y'all see us put in this crazy work. And he gonna be one of the host/headliners I bring in for this mic we doing called Tip the Bit. We gonna do it on Mondays. It's gonna be More Money Mondays. Tip that bit. It's gonna be $10. You come in for $10, you get 10 ones, and each comic you're gonna get a chance for the bucket to come around for you to tip them after they went up. So each comic is gonna be able to get their footage. Comics are gonna be able to get tips. Comics are gonna be able to bring people specifically that want to come to a show that might want to tip them $100. You never know what you're gonna make that night, but we want to put it in the pot for you. And again, this is Laugh Away from Home. I'm your favorite auntie's host worldwide, Hugo, and this is Terrence DELANE.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been a blessing.